Modern airliners can take off with computers. They can follow routes automatically. Some can even land themselves. So a lot of people ask, why are pilots paid so much? If the airplane is flying itself, and with AI getting smarter every year, will pilots disappear completely? Well, the answer is not what most people think. In this video, we will prove this. The more advanced airplanes become, the more important pilots become to operate. On 25th February 2009, Turkish Airlines flight 1951 was approaching Amsterdam, a routine flight, a routine landing, or so it seemed. As the Boeing 737 descended, one faulty sensor started feeding bad information to the aircraft. The auto throttle reacted, speed began to drop. The crew had only seconds before they could fix anything. Then, the aircraft stalled and crashed into a field just short of the runway. 9 people lost their lives. The airplane had automation. The airplane had computers, but automation alone was not enough. So what exactly is autopilot? When most people hear that word, they imagine a computer completely taking over the airplane, almost like a robot pilot sitting inside the aircraft. But that's not really how it works. Autopilot is not one machine, it's a collection of systems of machines working together. Every second, sensors across the aircraft measure things like altitude, airspeed, direction, and position. That information is then sent to onboard computers. Those computers compare the aircraft's current position with where it is supposed to be, and if something is off, the system makes a correction. Sometimes the correction is so small that passengers never notice it, but over the course of a flight, thousands of these tiny adjustments keep the aircraft stable and on course. Autopilot does not actually fly the airplane directly. Instead, it sends commands to the aircraft's flight controls, the same controls that a pilot would use. The ailerons controls roll, the elevators control the pitch, and the rudder controls yaw. In simple terms, autopilot moves the airplane using the exact same control surfaces that human pilots use. On modern airliners, several systems work together to make this possible. The automatic flight control system handles the actual flight control inputs. The flight management computer manages the route, performance calculations, and navigation data. And the auto throttle system adjusts engine thrust to maintain the desired speed. Think of it as a team. One system knows where the airplane should go, another calculates how to get there, and another physically moves the aircraft. But despite all that capabilities, it still has one limitation. It can follow instructions, it cannot understand consequences. And that difference is exactly why pilots are still sitting in that cockpit. At this point, you might be wondering, if autopilot can fly the airplane so accurately, why do we still need 2 highly trained pilots in the cockpit? The answer lies in one important difference: control versus decision making. Imagine a flight approaching an airport. The route ahead suddenly becomes blocked by a growing thunderstorm. The autopilot can continue flying the planned path perfectly, but it takes a pilot to decide whether that path is still safe or not. Or imagine a sensor which begins sending incorrect information. The automation may react to that data because to the computer it looks completely normal. The pilot's job is to recognize when something is not making sense, and when necessary, disconnecting the automation altogether. This becomes even more important during the demanding conditions: strong crosswinds, rapid weather changes, unexpected emergencies. These situations don't require better control inputs, they require judgment, and judgment is something no autopilot can provide, because at the end of the day, automation can fly the aircraft, but only a pilot can decide what the aircraft should do next. By now, it's clear that automation has transformed aviation. modern airliners are safer, more efficient, and more precise than ever before. But surprisingly, one of the biggest challenges in modern aviation is not a lack of automation, it's relying on it too much. As automated systems became more capable, the role of pilots slowly changed. Instead of constantly flying the aircraft by hand, pilots began spending more time managing systems and monitoring information. And while that reduced workload, it also introduced a new risk: automation dependency. When a machine performs a task perfectly hundreds or even thousands of times, it's natural to trust it, sometimes a little too much. Over time, excessive reliance on automation can reduce manual flying practice, and when something unexpected happens, pilots may have only a few seconds to understand the situation and react correctly. That delay can be critical. A well-known example is First Air Flight 6560. In August 2011, the Boeing 737 was approaching Resolute Bay in northern Canada. During the final approach, the aircraft drifted away from its intended flight path. A combination of navigation confusion, communication issues, and misunderstandings about the aircraft's automated systems prevented the crew from fully recognizing the developing situation. Moments later, the aircraft struck terrain before reaching the runway. 12 people lost their lives. The investigation did not conclude that automation caused the accident. Instead, it highlighted how dangerous it can be when pilots lose awareness of what the automation is actually doing. And this matters because most accidents don't happen at cruising altitude. They happen close to the ground, during takeoff, approach, and landing. These are the phases where pilots must constantly monitor the aircraft, manage automation effectively, and stay ready to take control at any moment. Because in aviation, the safest pilot is not the one who trusts automation completely. It's the one who knows exactly when not to. So here's the irony. Modern pilots often spend less time physically flying the aircraft than pilots did decades ago. Yet their responsibility has never been greater. In the past, a pilot's job was focused mainly on controlling the airplane. Today, it's about managing an entire system, monitoring automation, checking flight data, managing fuel, weather, navigation, and most importantly, being ready to step in the moment something does not look right. In many ways, the pilot has evolved from being a controller of the aircraft to being the supervisor of it. The airplane may handle the routine tasks, but the responsibility still belongs to the crew. Because even in the most advanced cockpit on the globe, the priorities remain the same: aviate, navigate, communicate. So, do pilots really fly aircrafts anymore? Yes, just differently. Modern aviation is not humans versus machines. It is humans working with machines. Automation reduces workload, pilots increases safety. One provides precision, the other provides judgment. And as technology continues to improve, that partnership will only become stronger. Because the safest cockpit is not one without pilots, it's one where humans and machines work together and land thousands of passengers safely.